Are we live? Yes, we're live. Hi, everybody. Now, you might notice that Marie hasn't said anything yet. Normally, she introduces the show, but of course, Marie's having audio problems, which nothing surprises me anymore. So
No.
she's asked me to go live while she tries to navigate through it. I've had issues before where I've just had to shut the whole system down and restart, which is what she may be doing. It may cut me off as well. We don't really know. So I'm going to give it a go and we're going to get started. But
Okay.
thank you very much for anyone that's tried to join us this morning. We are a bit delayed. It's been a busy time up here. I'm in Queensland and I got to see Marie yesterday and Elisa and a whole bunch of people. So it was really exciting, actually. I've been looking forward to it for some time. And as they say, when one or more meet, it was very powerful. I felt it all day, and we certainly made a lot of serious connections. So, thank you to everybody that did attend, and I look forward to the future connections with people that join the chat. It's brilliant. So, hello, we've got Lady Hawk on. Thank you, Lady Hawk. Kathleen B, hi. Trigel, great to have you online. As you can see, Marie is still trying to troubleshoot through the sound issues here. At least we can see her. She looks a bit stressed, so she did drop Elisa, I believe, off this morning for some whale watching. So it looks like I'm still on. Can you just give me a thumbs up or a 5 and let me know if you can still see and hear me, which means that I can continue the show. And in the meantime, you'll see, as you can see with my background, I'm in a different location. Someone's kindly lent me their space. Okay, excellent. Thanks, Trigel. Appreciate that. Yep, got 5 fives. Excellent. All right, well, let's put out some good vibes for Marie to get back in because she is the anchor. I'm just the left wheel. Okay, so I hope that everybody's been fine this week. It's been a little bit more relaxing for me. I guess being away for 3 days, it's always lovely to be entertained by other people and being out on the water as well and in the sunshine. So I hope everyone's had a more relaxed week than last week, even though things are happening externally. It's all about us getting balanced internally. So I do see that we've got a dream that was sent in by Dave, which is excellent. I'm just going to check the bottom of the comments to see. Yes, Kathleen B has mentioned, does she have her Bluetooth on? That's always my problem when we can't hear. Yeah, that's a good point. So I think she's going to completely go out. We'll see what happens, but I'll keep an eye on your comments. And of course, please, if you've got any dreams online live, pop them in and we can look at those. So as you know, I don't get much opportunity to look at the dreams beforehand. So I'm going to read these out. And to be honest, I don't know how to actually drag them down onto the chat bar at the bottom. So Dave's had a dream. Myself and 3 other guys are going underwater diving in a bell. It's more like a circular room with seats and a control panel. In the center, you can go outside to the ocean. We did a small exploration and went back because our time was up. The instructor guy pulled a lever and we went up. As soon as we went up, we went back down again. We went out to the ocean to explore a bit more out. In the sand, there was bright blue quartz crystals. We picked up some, and after a bit, they started to break up, and bright blue liquid came out of it. Everybody rushed back to the bell, and the instructor said, "Those are contagious bacteria." Personally, didn't feel threatened by it. Then the instructor realised you need a different code to go up to the surface, so he put in 53648 on the console, and we went up. On surface, a medical team took blood samples from the instructor to see if the bacteria had infected him. They only had old blood records of him. So Dave has done a great decode, but before I do read that, there's some... Are we back on, Marie? No, still no sound. But Kathleen B mentioned, about your Bluetooth? Have you got your Bluetooth switched on? I'll just double check her comment. She said, does she have her Bluetooth on? That's always the problem.
On my computer.
They can't hear me.
Not. Let me give a minute. You keep going.
It's funny because I do watch a lot of other people have their shows and there's always these technical issues and For some reason, Marie, your voice is not to be heard. What's going on?
All right, Bluetooth's
Oh, it's crazy, isn't it? It's
It is
crazy.
crazy. I'll just keep
Yeah,
trying.
and she's trying to use her phone as well, so we'll just see. You can still struggle with what you need to do there. So Dave has done his own interpretation of the dream, but I'd be interested to see if anybody's got any ideas about the diving, the water, the up, the going down and up again, the blue crystal, the meaning of what that could be. Also, the thing that really struck me was the numbers. Lately, I've been really focused on number codes that I'm getting in my dreams, and I'm sort of starting to really understand what they're meaning for me. So, if there's anyone in the chat that wants to add a comment before I, of course, add my opinion, I've always got one. Christina just said she could just hear her just then.
Can you hear me?
Could somebody give a 5-5 if they can hear Marie?
Yeah, Tribal can hear me as well. Maybe it
Marie.
is.
Now, why can't I hear Marie?
That is so fun. This could be fun.
Interesting. Oh my gosh. That is
Okay.
so weird.
Maybe you do need to go out and come back in again. So yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Wow.
going to try internal speakers.
Phew.
Maybe because I'm on someone else's computer. I just heard Marie.
Okay, that's right. I'm going to set it up anyway on my phone just in case.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah, sign into StreamYard. Yeah, continue. Okay.
Wow. It's like we need a third link. This is what you guys in chat are. You're a third link. Yeah, maybe I should come in and out. Will I try that, Marie, now that you're back online? Good idea. Okay, let me pop out. Thank you for that. I'll leave now.
Oh, well, hello, everyone. Finally, it was so weird. So anyway, well, I'm here and we'll wait for Nick to come back on, but I'm not sure where she got up to. I think she got up to where Dave was actually talking about his comments on it. So the other thing with this is that there was a number 8. When you add up those numbers that Dave had in that dream, the number 8 came up, and then I don't know if she read that, how he said he woke up and he didn't he was going, I'm too lazy to look up number 8. And then, of course, Kathleen had asked about number 8 and it came up. So it was all answered for him, which is really, really interesting how that synchronicity works. And, of course, we're all in sync. So, okay, Nick's back. Let's see how we go now. All right. Hello, Nick. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Right. I reckon we should do sign language. Well, I can hear what you're saying. So I'll just go, when I want to talk, I'll go like this.
Maybe I should try my phone.
Maybe
I can come in on my phone. Okay, I'm going to exit this and come in on my phone and give that a go.
Where did you get up to? So were you talking about, she's gone. This is fun, guys. It's always fun. So hello, everybody. It's so nice to be here. And before I finish off with that, actually, it was so beautiful to meet everyone. I finally got to meet Christina and Ryan and beautiful William, the baby. So that was really special. So hi, Christina. They came all the way from Brizzy, so that was beautiful. So House on Troubles on, Lady Hawk, Kathleen B. Hello, hello, hello. Some of the girls have gone whale watching. I didn't realise that Elisa has never seen a whale in the wild where she comes from. So that was pretty exciting. But we'll talk about that tomorrow because her and I are going to be doing the show here tomorrow together, which will be really cool and very different. So, yeah. So, all right, let's get back to poor old Dave. Sorry, Dave, for all the interruptions. So what I thought was really funny was when Dave was trying to look up that number. He said, I can't be bothered looking up number 8. And then, of course, Kathleen had a dream with 8 in it, and we looked it up for him. So he's got us as PAs. So, and then the crystals. So what is everybody's thoughts on the blue crystals? I found that fascinating. So she finished reading, Dave. Okay, cool. So, so to me, the blue crystals, and it was interesting because it melted and there was bacteria in it, straight away I got a little insight that it could have been sky ice. Now, I don't know if any of you guys know about sky ice, but yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll just let Nick back in and see if
I can hear you.
Yay, we have liftoff. This is exciting. So fun.
Okay,
All right, so we just got to the bit where we're talking about Dave's dream, and I don't know how much you've gone into it, but I just talked about the number 8 and how, you know, it was talking about infinity, but then also the blue crystal. So what came into my mind when I saw that blue crystal that melted and there was bacteria in it was sky ice. Have you heard of sky ice, Nick?
Yeah. Yes, I have.
So straight away I just got this, that could be sky ice. So to me, this is what, from my understanding, is what actually makes up part of the dome. That for me, I actually really feel this, that we have a dome over us of some sort, but it melts very quickly, and they've never been able to really fully study it because it, but yeah, so I don't know, that was what came through. So what are your thoughts, Nick, with that?
Well, it's interesting now that you say that. I actually feel like this morning I kept seeing the word mirror. And I noticed even when I was getting to stream, I thought, oh, what's this feature on this thing called mirror where you can switch, you know how you can never tell what's left or right when you're on camera? Yeah. And I thought mirror is coming up everywhere. Now that you've said it, I'm wondering because I know there's this water plasma that sits above us, you know, and I'm wondering if actually it's a case of also going down into the self and having that awakening, like doing that deep dive within. But at the same time, with that, what you've just said makes sense. It feels like it's also been going up at the same time. And then when you get that infinity number of 8, it's this continuous flow of in and out and up and down.
Yeah.
And the numbers, those numbers all add up to 8.
That's right.
So
yeah, I love that. Actually, that's a really good perspective on it. So, and they always say that all of our treasures are hidden within us. And so this is when I go to connect into other realms or other dimensions, I don't go out there to find it. I drop straight into the consciousness, and then I experience it. So everything's from within. So I really like that perspective. That's beautiful. So wow. So it's a very cool dream, but I'm just going to pull a couple of cards on it to see if we can get any more insight into that, because that's a really cool dream. So, that one wants to come up. Okay. Yep, you. How fascinating. We got the Temperance card. So, and look at this beautiful water here. The Temperance is also about having patience, but change that comes through slowly. And the Hermit, that's going within. And this is that connection into spiritual by going within to the consciousness. So I really think maybe what you were saying, we're actually onto something with that. So Dave, that's a really interesting aspect. And the Empress, she's the absolute goddess creator. So we can only create when we go within. That's how we create our reality and everything we want to experience. And it's funny that Dave wasn't scared of the bacteria. So yeah. I love that. That's a really cool dream.
It's quite a clear dream, isn't it?
Yeah, really clear. And also there's 4 of them. So there was 4, which is foundation. So that's actually building a foundation, the number 4.
Yeah.
So but I'm just going to quick look up just for a different perspective on crystals, see if the crystals is in the book here, our beautiful little
exactly. Because he did say it's low density, but for me, crystals have here I'm fondling one, have a very unique frequency and way more powerful than I see as the low density.
So the crystal is an energy conductor and storehouse. So I feel that, Dave, this is another part of your evolution and your what's the word? Our transcendence and just evolving. And I feel that there's something within you that could actually be activated. So with that crystal and the blue crystal especially, remember our template, our whole holographic crystalline template, it's blue. It's actually the blue template is where we're created from. So I'm finding this all quite relevant and fascinating. So Dave, I would actually I would go in and do a meditation contemplation type thing with this, and just see what comes up for you. So yeah. So does anyone else have any ideas about that? So let's just see if anyone's popped anything on here. Yeah. No one's popped on there. But anyway, I think that's a fantastic dream. And it's interesting because the topic so that we could play with for this week was also about, Tanya's on. Hi, gorgeous. And it was about our beautiful divine aspect of self, our higher self. Like, how do we tap into that? Have we ever experienced that? And Dave, I feel there's almost an aspect of that within that dream. Going deep into the emotional body, then even deeper, and almost connecting to the cosmos, because you could go through. So it's like bringing heaven to earth. So I really feel that's a unique way of looking at this, our creator, our divinity, through that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So,
there's a real strengthening of this inner connection to our higher self now. I guess what we're waiting for is to see some connection on the outside into our reality. I think because we're still physical beings, we need to still see that and feel that. So that's what I would be doing if I was you, Dave. I would be tapping into that through, like Marie said, a way you do it through meditation, or maybe revisiting it in a dream with an intention before you go to sleep, to see if there's any signs or signals that you might be able to see on your external world to tie it in together. It's a bit like you're mirroring, above and below. Maybe to get a bit more insight. This is what I'm feeling just personally for you, is see if you can start looking for things in your reality that might help you understand that too.
And that's why I think the Empress card came up, because she's the co-creator with us. It creates the beauty in our life.
Yes.
So I think that's a great idea. Yeah, love it. So thanks, Dave. So we've got a few questions. Before I go on to Kathleen B's dream, there was a dream from someone. I'm just going to pop in here this question that sort of relates to it, which is the quartz. So Trigal's question.
Oh, is there a special meaning associated with pink quartz? I found one just walking to my car at work, and no others could be found by anyone.
Ooh, you got a little message there, didn't you, Trigal?
Sure did.
Yeah, quartz. I mean, if you think about it, it's have I got any there on my table? No. So rose quartz, I would say it's like a rose quartz, which is heart. And that message has been coming through a lot for people, even with males, is this feminine goddess aspect that's coming in. So Trigal, I feel that's it's like a little message for you to know that we are connecting more and more into that goddess energy through those deeper chambers of the heart. So it'd be interesting, have you connected in with it yet? I don't know how you do it, but how I do it is I usually just cleanse it. You can just use white light, pop it through. You can sage it. And then what I do is I just sit and I go into that beautiful, a drop inward, squeeze that crystal gently, because that releases energy, electromagnetic energy. And then you can actually ask to be connected into the crystal element, fairy element of it. And sometimes you'll get that feeling straight away, or you might sense, see, or hear that beautiful being, and you might find it happens at night time in your sleep. You could ask for a dream if you don't connect into it straight away. So so Trigal, that's something I would be doing with that. So I'll look up for you the pink quartz, because as usual, I've always got my crystal book here as well. But to me, I'd say it would be rose quartz, which is heart, love, beauty. Quartz. Okay, so let's have a little look and see if they've written it down as pink quartz or if it's coming through as rose quartz. There's so many of them. Phantom quartz, rose quartz. Yeah, pink. Yeah, I would say this is what you found. So this is what it looks like. So I haven't got any on my little altar. So it's unconditional love and infinite peace. It's the most important crystal for the heart and the heart chakra. It purifies and opens the heart at all levels and brings deep inner healing and self-love. It is calming, reassuring, and excellent for use in a trauma or a crisis. And also, if you place this, apparently the rose quartz, by your bed or in the relationship corner of your home, it draws in love and relationships towards you. If you need this. What else? it draws off negative energy and replaces it with loving vibes. So I don't know what's been going on for you, but obviously your guides, angels, higher self, universe decided that you might need some rose quartz in your life. So well done. That's awesome. So, yeah, and as Kathleen B said, yes, a message of love. That is so perfect. So, yeah, we all get it.
Yeah. And,
So,
these that are left for us to find.
that's it. And, no one else found any. It was you. So, Marie's on. She's only just got notification. Yeah, we had a bit of a glitch, Marie, to start with. So, it's all good. You haven't missed a lot yet. So yeah, so this is from Trigel as well, following on from that. Do you want to read that one?
My first awakening was many years ago when I connected to Mother God, and a huge energy rose up through me like an immense weight lifted.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah. And we can have these incredibly powerful moments in life that can be so revealing for us and just give us that faith to know that there's more than what we just see in this 3D world. So that's really beautiful. So, cool. So I'm just going to go back to Kathleen's. Kathleen, what has Kathleen written here?
Okay, I had a dream someone was handing me $143,000. LOL. I don't know what context or anything else about the dream.
Oh, well, that's enough in itself, isn't it? Hey.
143, add it up.
Guess what it is? It's number 8.
There we go again.
Look at this synchronicity. Like Dave had the dream with the 8. Kathleen, I think you had the 8 dream that we were talking about or asked about the number 8. And now it's coming up again. So 8, infinity. And it's actually about abundance as well. So the fact that you're getting handed that, I'll be really intrigued to see what happens for you in your life. Now, remember, abundance isn't always just about financial abundance. This can be about anything. It can be about love. We're talking about rose quartz as well. So remember, there's never, ever an accident that things come in on this show to be talked about. So it sort of gives us little clues as well. So, yeah, so I think that's amazing. So, yeah. It's so funny. So where are we up to? Oh, and Christina just where are we? Yeah, this was where we met everybody.
It was so good, everybody too. Thanks for coming, Christina. It was just, and your little Bubba. Oh my gosh. It was such a beautiful day. My messenger is not working. My messages are not going through. It shows what it does then it disappears. Yes, I've heard this happen before to people. Can you hear me okay?
It's a little bit low. If you can pop it up.
I'm trying to rest it on something to stop the shaking so I don't make everybody seasick. But yes, there's glitches. There's things going on. I mean, with the energy being so much higher than what it is, I suspect that we will see more and more of this. And I think we're just having to get used to it.
Yeah. And don't get stressed. Like yesterday, I know Christina had messaged me, but I didn't get it. So I didn't realise. And then I just intuitively, I went, oh, I'll just double check they're still coming. And then she said, yeah, we're only 10 minutes away. I messaged you, but it didn't go through. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. That's perfect. So everything seems to flow. It's like there's no stress, no drama. So yeah, it was just, but it was so amazing. One day I'd love to get all of us together, like from Norway, from wherever everyone lives, Singapore, Australia. How amazing would that be? Like doing a little cruise or something together. It's a great way to get to have time, special time with people. So, yeah, it'd be amazing.
We certainly amplified the energy as a group yesterday. So there was some great work being done. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. And it was amazing. So I'll get Elisa to tell her little weather story tomorrow. So, yeah. And Maple Tree's asked a question. So I want you guys to actually have a little think about this and pop in some ideas or whatever intuitively you get from Maple Tree's question.
I have a question. Can stars fly, or are they ships pretending to be stars?
It's not. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, to sort of think about it like that. So what's your initial thought there, Nick?
I just see stars as consciousness, and because we associate everything with an object that has to be in a 3D, I mean, all it is energy that's particles like atoms that are
Yes.
forced together that creates something solid that's the world we've been living in. But when you're in a light body, you don't have to be embodied in this flesh. We get to have the body. So I just see them as another form of consciousness just coming in. It's a little bit like when you see a jellyfish that's transparent. You know, if you've never seen one before, you might think that's unusual the way it might look. So for me, a star is just a higher level of consciousness in a light body rather than having a physical body. So I don't try to attach any human 3D thought to it, to be honest, because it doesn't seem to match. Sometimes our mind can't cope with that understanding, though.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's interesting because I was pulling some cards while you were saying that. And so when the Six of Pentacles comes up, to me, this is keeping a balance, but also in reality, it's being offered something. So it's what we can actually deal with. So, yeah, and then the King of Swords, which is the actual true story, is sometimes not known, because the King of Swords to me is the one that knows the absolute truth of everything. So, yeah, sometimes maybe Maple Tree, they do pretend like they want to actually cover up a ship. Maybe they pretend to be a star or something in the sky. You know how they hide behind clouds and all sorts of things like that. But I feel like Nick said, the majority of them, it's more a consciousness and an electromagnetic or plasmic type energy. So yeah. So so that's interesting. Oh, okay, great. People have popped them in here. Oh, okay, this is interesting. From Marie.
Yeah, I think they aren't there. Hologram. Something they put in the plasma dome. Once I believed that I don't see them anymore where I live.
And Marie, that is so fascinating, because for months last year, there was no stars at all in front of my sky, and all I could feel and see was plasma. So, you know, like I said, this could be plasmic as well, where they use, whether it's electromagnetic light or a hologram. I love it. We create everything, and this is just proving that, isn't it? It really is. We create everything, and I don't want to say the word global, as a collective consciousness, we are probably created a lot of this stuff. Yeah. So I love that idea. I love these different perspectives. It's fabulous.
Yeah. Yeah, Kathleen says, I totally agree with Nick too, but also think some of the ships disguise as stars disguise as ships, because I've seen them move in my binoculars.
Yeah. But remember too, Kathleen, I agree with you. That's what I was saying. That just came to me before as well, that they can use it as a way of hiding to get through. But I also feel that stars can move when you ask them, because we create them. So it's like weather. It's like anything. We can actually have them respond to our co-creative energy.
Yeah.
So
they pulsate when you talk to them. You know,
they do
sort of
dance.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really quite amazing when we find you. I mean, I loved that movie, Don't Look Up, because so many people never ever look up into the sky. It's almost like this mirror reflection. You can actually create and play with it.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So Tribal's got something interesting here.
Stars are suns, and all suns and planets have consciousness, and many have portals within them. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them do as well. So, you know, so they actually, to me, they can be like us, multifaceted. Yeah. Multidimensional, multifaceted. Absolutely. So I love it. So this is great. It's all been covered.
Yeah. You know, when we go into our dream state, we know we're not recognizing our physical bodies anymore. We're sort of having an awareness of maybe sometimes doing things with a physical body like we would in, but it's gone. But it doesn't change our way of being. We're still having an experience. So if you think about it, if someone's looking at someone fast asleep, we can't tell where they are and what they're doing. So I sometimes look at that and I think about that consciousness that's in the stars. Don't really fully know what's going on there yet. And the more we connect, and over time, I'm sure we'll have a better understanding. But it does my head in when I start to really try to analyze it and break it down, because I know I can't.
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. Like you say, we're in a playground. Imagine if they said, oh, all your toys are imaginary. Yeah, oh, well, that's really dull. Like, so, yeah. So it's like we've chosen to come to be here and to not remember how it was made, how we made it, whatever. So
yeah, exactly. So Maple Tree said here, it's definitely a ship. I saw it once flying to the spot, 5 degrees in the sky. It blinks in Morse codes. I don't know what the message is wants to give me.
yeah. And this is it, Maple Tree. We'll all have our own experiences with things. I've had some incredible experiences, with the sky. So I love that you've shared that. Thank you. Maple Tree, I would actually sit and contemplate or meditate on that and just see if it's really important that you have the message or not. Sometimes it's simply a, hey, we're here, and that's often all we need. But you'll know if you go in a little bit deeper and actually ask. So so I think just that's why we have got the gift to do that. But you may not need to know what the message is. It might be just hello.
Yeah, I think because we can't be, our free will or our will cannot be interfered with. They can support us. It's a bit like you can ask for help, but you can't have help imposed upon you if you haven't allowed it to come into your awareness. So you can try and interpret it. You could ask, but I think sometimes they're just letting us know that they're there to support us at the moment because
Exactly.
we are very much supported.
Be personal. So
yeah.
as Kathleen said.
Oh, yes. So about 8 years ago, there was a rainbow-coloured star or planet that only I could see. It was for months, and people next to me couldn't see it. It's very clear to me. LOL. Yeah. Yeah, it was just for you, wasn't it? Months later, I started having dreams about beings in ships doing things.
Exactly. And Kathleen, I've had that happen too. Where I've said specifically, I know you're a ship. It was a strange shaped cloud. And I said, just prove it to me. I know we're connected. The next minute this cloud just went and disappeared. It was thank you. That's all we need sometimes, So I love it. And the fact that we can be activated when I've got these beautiful selenite swords. And when I was out in nature, if I'd go away for a retreat and whatever, I'd take myself off into the bush and I'd just intuitively do this work with these beautiful selenite swords. And the next minute I'd hear it, because for me, I know when there's a ship coming in, I hear this vroom, vroom, vroom type vibration energy. And they actually came right down almost to me. I could feel them. They were invisible, but I knew they were there. And just with doing that intention with that beautiful crystal. Yeah. So, we're all connected at some level to the ships, which are consciousness. I've actually had a ship tell me it's consciousness, and it connects in with the beings that are inside, and they all work together.
Yeah.
So, which is amazing. So I love trying this message
our
here.
star family ship may be disguised as stars. Yeah.
But they could be, they can disguise themselves however they want, because they know how this matrix works, because they haven't had to forget, whereas we chose to forget. So it's like a really beautiful book or a movie, and you go straight to the end. That's what it would feel like if we remembered everything. So it's like, you've got to enjoy the journey to get there.
Yeah. Otherwise, there's no point. As once again, I say it all the time. There's no point as being here. In fact, it's sort of, it must be quite. I sometimes want to put myself back into the light body and look at myself here to remind myself not to get stressed about it. That I put myself here, and yes, I may not understand everything fully, but I know that I'm watching myself going through this process as well.
Yeah.
And it sort of, it just calms me down a bit, and then it just puts me back into the reality, and grounding ourselves at this time is really important as well. It's so easy to lose our heads, and I think it's all about maintaining the right mix of starting to question things and trying to put our consciousness back to where it's come from, in the stars, as light bodies from a greater source, as oneness. But at the same time, we can't neglect the fact that we've decided to stay here, and so we still need to embody everything. That's one of the biggest challenges that I'm facing at the moment, to be honest, is constantly navigating the two and finding that sweet spot. at each
Yeah.
time.
Nick, I agree with you, because the issues that I've been hearing from people, from clients or from people, is that when we're not grounded enough, when we're not dealing with everyday things to keep them balanced, that's when we sort of start to spiral a little bit. So what you're saying is so spot on. And it's about, well, I'm here to have this adventure in this suit, so I can do both, but this has to be priority in a way, so that you know what you're creating and you get to experience it. But we have to be focused on it. So yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Hi Tony. Tony's on. Woohoo.
Yay. And Marie said, I'm pretty sure they are clouds in the sky, puffy clouds with flat bottoms for me to know it's them. Yeah.
And that's
Are they
it.
the lenticular ones that we're talking about, the ones that, or do they just look like this and then they've got the fluffiness on the top as opposed to the saucer shape?
Yeah, exactly. They can be both. I've actually seen both as well. I think one of mine, that's reverberating. One of my favourite moments was when I had a friend up here from Victoria, and he was really clued into them. And I knew there's often one that sits when I'm on the balcony, it'll be on the right hand side, and I'll feel it and I'll go, oh, yeah, I can see you. And this one night he looked at it and he went, see that there? And he said, that's definitely a ship. And then I was looking at it and I went, yeah, I've known that. But I looked at it closer and all the little lights came up inside the cloud. It was so cool. Like, it was so cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, they definitely, yeah. So, and each time the clouds can look different for us as well. It's whatever it is that we need to see.
Yeah,
so,
I have noticed the clouds being quite particularly unique in the last few days. Really unique. And as I was saying, I mentioned this yesterday as I was driving up the coast, there's a big mountain just south from where we are and right now, and it's called Mount Warning, for those that don't know much about Australia. And I know there's huge energy around that. And the whole coming up, I just was compelled to just immediately look off to the side, and there were just all those saucer-shaped clouds. And they're not I mean, there's nothing like a cloud like it. It's so unique. And I just went, hello. And I felt, I thought, gee, there's a lot of great energy sitting amongst us at the moment. Yeah, I haven't seen anything beyond that, just the shapes of the clouds, though.
Yeah, it's fascinating because I was talking with Nick about this yesterday, and when I went to this beautiful property that was behind Mount Warning, and I hadn't really been from that aspect before, and I went, wow, I could really see and sense the energy, and I went really deep into underneath the actual mountain, and that's where it was a huge portal with this massive area where all of these craft would actually be parked up, literally. It was so cool. So that's what Nick was saying, that she saw all the actual cloud shapes. It was that same mountain. So,
an interesting name, isn't it? It's like Mount Warning, like they don't want you to go near it. But perhaps also I do heed that too. Sometimes we're not ready for things.
Yeah.
We need to have these things introduced to us slowly. I look at it a bit like if you're in a cave your whole life and then suddenly you're free to walk out the door, but it's too bright. The light's too bright. It'll blind you. So they, it's like when they bring people up that have been in mines and they put, covers over their eyes and they gradually get them used to the light. That's how I feel. So yes, I would be shocked if I walked into one of those portals in a mountain and experienced something. I know I would be, even as much as I'm feeling aware of things, it still would be a surprise.
Yeah, it would be like, oh, whoa, okay, yep. So, Marie had an experience.
Yeah, she said saw black cube ship with triangle colours on the sides. Oh.
Yep, because some of them apparently have been man-made with the technology that we were given a long time ago. So some of them are man-made as well. That's the thing. Yeah. So, yeah, and she
tried to film, but even though phone up in sky, it filmed the parking. Oh.
Wow, interesting. Wow. Yeah.
Oh. Wow, I'm just trying to imagine that's an experience, isn't it?
Yeah, that's an experience. So it's really interesting. So, yeah, I've had a friend and he said there was a lot of people. He was a photographer and he had his camera set up and everything on this beautiful river. He was taking nature shots and he said this craft came and he said it was hovering in front of all of them. And he said, I was just looking at it in awe. I said, did you take a photo? You had everything set up. He went, I didn't even think of that. I was like,
Yeah.
So yeah. So
Yeah. Sometimes you're not meant to, because you're just meant to there to take the energy.
Yeah, just to experience it.
Yeah, exactly. Maria, I'd really be interested to know what Jasper's opinion is on us, where we're sitting now, and what to what level should we be understanding what we're seeing now in our skies?
Okay, so because I don't know if you remember, but a while ago we asked what was going on with the energy, and he took me right back from a bird's eye perspective of what was going on, and it was like, oh wow! And then the next minute he took me back. I could feel it go through a dimension, but it felt like it was just a step back, and there were craft everywhere watching Earth. It actually surprised me.
Yeah.
So let's just see. I'm just going to tune in with Jasper and just see. Jazzy, can you just show us where we are? Our group. Let's just look at like our group sort of thing, that consciousness level, where we are in relation to our star seeds and the ships and everything like that, or the beings that come from beyond the wall, wherever they come from, through the portals. Where are we at within our consciousness, or need to actually know about them or see them or feel them?
Mm.
So what he's saying is, it's like everything. It's only when we ask for that or tune into that or have intention with that, and we won't think about it too much unless it's what our soul wants to actually experience at that time. It's going, yeah. So it's more like it's like anything in life. When it's time for us to have that experience, then it's like we get this real, I want to know more about that. This little bit of fire, passion starts to come up.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so he said it's not something we need to know.
Right. Okay, yeah.
It's only like, for me, I went through a time knowing that I had a spaceship, like a ship that was literally would follow me. Wherever I moved to, wherever I went, I knew. And now it's like, yeah, that's cool. I don't really need to focus on it. It's just there. So it's not something I focus on.
Yeah.
So I focus on what am I creating here in this reality for me to experience. What people am I meeting? What am I getting to see? What am I getting to actually to interact with? What sort of synchronicity is going on from this body point of view with working with energy? He says, that's exactly right. That is our role. That is what we've asked for in this experience. I know I've actually been I've been a ship. I've actually been in control of, worked with ships as a pilot, if that's what you want to call them, or captain or whatever. So I've experienced all that. So here it's a different experience.
Yeah.
So that's what he was saying. So,
I think we are, and there's so many funny little synchronicities then to just popped into my head. It's crazy because I'm in a room which is surrounded by pilot memorabilia at the moment, and I feel like I'm sitting at the desk, at the console, which is sort of where Dave's dream started all of this.
Whoa, good point.
And like we're driving our own pathway forward. It's a bit like going to the top of a mountain to see the view. You're there to observe and to see what's all around you. But if you spend your whole time looking at other people watching the view, what's the point? There's no point observing the observer. We're here to have that experience ourselves. So I guess it takes the pressure off us a little bit. Yeah. It's like, I guess it's just so new to many of us. It's like, anything new and shiny is like, oh, what's that? Well, we want to understand it. We want to break it down because our minds are just so programmed into needing to know everything, when in actual fact, it's more like, oh, how does this feel?
That's it. Yeah.
And it will come to you the way it's meant to, like you said. Thanks, Jasper. That was perfect.
Yeah, thank you, Jasper. Yeah, it was actually quite clear what he was saying, and he didn't show me anything. It was coming through as a message verbally. So.
Maple Tree says maybe there is another version of you who pilots the crafts. Possibly.
Well, we're multidimensional, many, many, many experiences all at once because time doesn't really exist. So absolutely, Maple Tree. Yeah. So
it's possible. Anything's possible.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's true. And Maple Tree was asking about metallic. Maple Tree, it didn't feel metallic. It felt very electromagnetic when that thumping sound and vibration would come through. And it's not a metal per se that we understand metals. From what I understood, it's actually it's different to a metal. It's a different substance, is what I was getting when I tuned in with the actual craft. So
yeah. Some races taking a piece of you and creating a ship from it, both metallic or non-metallic.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I haven't gone into that depth with it because I don't feel the need to. But if that's something that you're drawn to, then research it or ask for some information on it. But for me, I was just so happy to talk and communicate with the actual consciousness of this ship and to have that aha moment of, oh, of course, the ship's actually alive. It's like, oh, of course. That moment was enough for me. It was like, that sits really well. So,
and that's interesting because in dreams often, I was thinking about this, that, I hear lots of people say, oh, I dreamt last night I was at, piloting a ship. And I was thinking, wow, I've never had that dream, but at the same time, I know I would have had many, many experiences. But my dreams I think I send myself dreams personally that are a little bit more realistic, that I can relate to the life I live here now, more grounded for me. Because I guess if I started getting that, I'd be living in the bush with no contact with anyone, because I just wouldn't be able to connect back to the life that I'm having to live here. So I guess we do send ourselves messages as well that we can understand. But it's certainly, we are expanding in so many different ways. It's mind-blowing. And the dream state is the place that we can get insight into that if we tap into it and ask ourselves. We're just sitting there waiting to answer our own questions, really, aren't we?
Totally. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
A really good way to do it.
Now, Marie said, what about planes stopped in the sky, glitch in matrix or ship so we see? Had that happen and stopped my car to watch.
Wow. That's pretty
I'd be interested to hear what other people think about this, actually, that are on the chat.
Exactly, yeah. I haven't seen sometimes I see things and then I just forget about it because I go, oh yeah, it's a matrix, or we're just being shown something, or there is a glitch or whatever. So I know I've had things like that happen, but I wouldn't even be able to remember them now to tell you. Because but I love that you actually do remember and you stopped your car to actually watch it. So what happened, Marie? I'd love to know. Was it more like a plane that actually then was just hanging there? Is that what you saw? I'd love to know actually what you saw. So, and how long was it for? Can you remember? Like, how long was it actually stopped for? So
I feel like sometimes we have our little glitches ourselves. Like yesterday, I went out on a boat and I was looking at a boat reversing. But when I first saw it, I could see it moving, but it wasn't actually moving, if that makes sense. It was an optical illusion. And I sometimes we think, oh, is that an optical illusion, or is that actually one of those weird glitches? And I think some things, because we can create anything, we can manifest anything in front of us if we truly believe it. That's why we are all having such a unique individual experience. And I think things are being shown to us to make us realise there's possibilities that go outside of our realms of thinking. We're really unlocking holes into new information. Marie said, yes, I was just hanging there maybe 5 to 10 minutes and then just gone. So that's a long time, isn't it? To really,
But I love that you brought that up, Nick. Is it a glitch within ourselves? Have we stopped our own sort of self and everything else? And then when we come back in, it's like then it's moved and it's gone from where it was. So this is actually a great way to look at everything from a 360 rather than just from one perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
Really good things. And I've had this happen to me. A friend and I, we'd go out when I lived in the city. We'd go out to this really fun sports bar, and it was pretty big and lots of different levels. But we would always create magic. We'd set our intention for the night. We'd put white light all around. We'd just set up this magic thing. One night, we just looked at each other and went, something's going to happen. We were just talking. everyone just stopped. It was like time froze, and we looked at each other and we looked around. No one was moving. Everyone that had been talking to each other were just stopped, frozen, like in a movie where you see things freeze. And we were just looking at each other going, oh my gosh. The next second, every single male in the room came to and turned around and looked at us. And then the females came to, and they were talking to the guy, but they were all looking at us. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever experienced. The next minute, there's all these guys lined up with drinks for us, everything, wanting to talk to us, walking past us. This is crazy. So this is what we manifested, just to have some fun and but I've never experienced that sort of time glitch before like that, where it actually stopped. So yeah.
And when you're in a group of people with friends and you're so focused, your energy's just poured into that group chat. You have no idea what's been happening around you. Someone could be walking past you that is wearing a pink elephant suit. And people say, do you remember that pink elephant suit that walked past? No, it wasn't there. I didn't see it. It's because it didn't exist in that reality at that time. So, I think we're unlocking some secrets of the universe here. And that those experiments that they've done, if you don't put awareness on it, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, totally. So I agree. And maybe Tree's asked the question: has anyone had time travel dreams? Yeah, we've actually we've had a few people that have actually had this, plus people that have had dreams from other lifetimes, life experiences as well. So, but yeah, look, that could be a fun topic because we're going to finish soon. But that could be a fun topic for next week, Maple Tree. So yeah, so let's put it out there. Let's have maybe an intention around time travel, because we know that time doesn't exist, but maybe different time eras, like ERAS, eras of existence.
Yeah.
Let's put that out there and see what happens, and see if we're dressed, if we can notice people's dress, or where we go, where we visit, what does it look like. Let's do it. I like that. That's really cool.
Do too. Yeah, I do too. Because I had a dream. It was about 2 weeks ago, and at the very end of the dream, I just remember I was getting these messages, and the message that came through was, "Oh, that means this is our anniversary," and it was with an inanimate sort of object and myself, and I'm thinking, this is the first time I've actually had a reference to time in a dream.
Wow.
Not a date specifically, but just this is our anniversary. And I thought, I wonder what that means. Like I've never had that, because for time to me doesn't exist when I'm dreaming, in the sense of what I know. And that's a mind blower when we start getting into that. So yes, I think we do need to explore that more.
We need to maybe have a little bit more experience with that then. So thanks, Maple Tree. Great idea. So guys, I'm going to call it now. So just after 10, and I want to go and pick. And Kathleen, can you? Kathleen's actually had that. Can you keep that for next week for me? That would be amazing. So Kathleen's got a really, really good little story there. So yeah. All right, so Jazzy wants to say goodbye. So he actually physically met people yesterday, and it was amazing. It was beautiful. But so we will see you all if you're going to come on tomorrow, because Elisa will be here with me. That'd be amazing as well. And Nick, we will see you next week.
Excellent. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week. Just keep on putting out what you want to see in your reality, because we can make it happen.
Okay. Ciao.
All right. Bye, everybody. Bye.